Eventually, these women are going to look around and say, a lot of these rich and powerful men aren't going for it. But wait a minute, there's a lot of rich and powerful women who are far more disrespectful than these men, who probably treat us far worse than these men. Let's go after these bitches. And that's how the woke mafia and cancel culture is turning on itself. When members of try to break him, try to ruin his career, or he gonna settle out of court. One or the other. Like, that's the game. All right. That's the game, and that's women fighting back against men who got power. All right. That's how it's been laid out. Okay. Now you add to the equation that, hey, women are thriving and doing well, and I am woman, and hear me roar, and we making the money, and we getting the bag, and we bad boss bitches, and we hold on. Y'all got the same power and money now that of the men that y'all are saying got all this power and be abusing it against people that are beneath them, also known as women. Well, what about this chick who has this money, who has this power, who has this status, who also has a bad attitude, who gets a little bitchy and gets a little bossy? Eventually, this woman who has this power like a man and walks around masquerading in man world, like, and doing everything that men do, and have women around her who are beneath her, who are her background dancers, who are her secretaries, who are her who do this for her, do that for her, go fetch the coffee, go get. Eventually, one of those women gonna slip up and say, "Bitch, I said extra cream in my coffee." Eventually, that's going to happen. Eventually, even if it isn't nothing like that, eventually the women working for this woman who has power like a man, the stereotypical power that they say that the patriarchy gives men, eventually this woman is going to, have somebody look at her the same way and say, hey, I was made to feel less than. My feelings was hurt. I don't like how that made me feel. I don't like these microaggressions that are coming from this woman who has this patriarchal type power. Eventually, they're going to figure out, especially if men are now walking on eggshells and pulling back, and not, that men are, putting out the Mike Pence rule. You don't even meet with a woman, a female on your staff, unless it's another person or another witness in the room. So eventually you got a situation where men are waking up. Men responded to the whole MeToo situation by saying that, hey, we know what we're going to do? We're going to not, we're going to stop giving individual coaching to men, to women. It's going to be no more, all that smoozing and shit on the golf course and all of that. We're not doing none of that with women. If we got to take a business trip, I got to take me and two employees with me on this trip. I'm taking two guys. So what happened as a result of all that Me Too stuff, and it was statistical. This wasn't just an eyeballing an observation. No, they said that yes, women as a result they ended up getting less. Like, the problem was fixed. It was fixed in a way that they didn't like. They ended up getting less raises, less promotions, less this, less that, because in order to do all of that, you have to have a rapport and a relationship with the people who are going to be giving you that. But the people who are in position to give you raises, promotions, and all of this and all of that, they were like, no, I'm only words I'm saying to you is, if you say hello to me, I'll say hello back, and that's it. We ain't talking. We ain't laughing. We ain't giggling, kikiing, and ha-haing and having a good time at the office. We ain't going to after work. Hey, let's go out for drinks. Nope. I go out with the fellas. If one chick from the job show up, nope, I'm gone. That's what literally started happening in the high ranking places. They did not fraternize with no employees, but all that fraternizing and all of that being sociable and smoothing and all of that, that's where rapport is built. That's where That's where connection is made. That's what increases the probability of getting a raise or a promotion and moving up in a company, through relationships you make, through networking, through all of that. And women, by all those fake Me Too claims, they got X'd out of all of that. So they ended up hurting themselves even more. So men are on guard to make sure that they don't get a case brought on them. So there's no shortage of women who want to try to come up on the back end on somebody that's rich and powerful. There's no shortage of that. So how is it going to play out? All right. Eventually, these women are going to look around and say, a lot of these rich and powerful men aren't going for it. But wait a minute. There's a lot of rich and powerful women who are far more disrespectful than these men, who probably treat us far worse than these men. Let's go after these bitches. And that's how the woke mafia and cancel culture is turning on itself, when members of the protected class are now facing the tiki torches and pitchforks from the woke mafia and cancel culture, because it's all is when the culture is breeded on attacking and going after and tearing somebody down, eventually those guns are going to be pointed at your own within the group of the protected class. Like I said at the beginning, if you're part of the LGBTQRS, you're part of that protected class. If you're a part of, if you're a minority of any sort, you're a part of that protected class. So definitely, if you're black and you're a woman and you're fat, you're a part of that protected class. Lizzo is supposed to be part of the protected class. And so maybe she thought she could just wild out and it's not going to be okay. Cancel culture not going to cancel me. I am cancel culture, bitch. But no, they came for her.